been a bit busy week for them. They just opened up to the public. So that's an exciting time for a brewery. It's been a long time coming. They've renovated this church here beautifully. It's absolutely gorgeous. Spent a lot of time and work on that, and are now brewing up greatness for Dewitt.
Yep, we also got a chance to talk to one of our coworkers and colleagues, Eli Zink from MLive.com. He's a video guy that follows us around and does so many other things. He was cool. It was cool to hear his backstory a little bit.
Yeah,
where he
very
comes
interesting,
from.
and love to hear some of his takes of moving back to Michigan and how the state has changed since he's back. He has some great videos on MLive.com if you want to go check those out, including our series, Michigan's Best Day and it's kind of fun. We take you to cool little towns across the state. So,
and we're going to come back to Looking Glass at some point this summer because we got to check out this food menu. I just think it looks great. I'm a big brisket fan. Can't wait to try it all.
Yes, so thank you, Chef Melood, for sharing that with us. And, of course, the wonderful Molly, who is the front-of-the-house manager here at the brewery. So now let's welcome our next guest. He was on earlier, but this is the one that makes us a little skeevy. Only because he's a very good friend. Nate Calery, King Calery, thanks for coming back to Behind the Mitten. We always love to have you on as a guest.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys always having me on.
Well, the thing that's great is that the last few times you've been on for us was you would help us pick Beer of the Week in your role at Horrocks Market.
Right.
But now you're on as one of the brewers here at Looking Glass, right?
Yeah, it's cool that things have kind of come full circle with me. I was able to meet Lee Streeter, the head brewer here, two summers ago, and him and I homebrewed some beers together. And in July of 2017, I left from Horrocks and tried to transition into this role here at Looking Glass Brewing Company. And just before that, I had met up with you guys last year, so it's cool that about a year went by and we got to meet up again. So I'm excited to be here with you.
So, Amy, he has a lot to live up to because last year he chose for Beer of the Week. Do you remember what it was?
I'm trying to remember.
I remember what it was.
I do remember what it was. It was M43.
It was. That's right. I do remember that now.
And I think that MLive selected that for Beer of the Year. So
that'd be us. You mean we selected it?
That's right.
You had a role in that, so you have a lot to live up for. Hey, the other thing, too, is that, do you remember the first time we met, you and I?
I met Gonzo. I believe I hope that my recollection is accurate. We met at Zuby's.
We did.
Yeah.
We met at Zuby's.
Which is a great place in Lansing.
We were doing the Michigan's Best Neighborhood Bar.
Oh,
right.
And I went up to the bar with Jessica. Yes, I went co-worker. I went up to the bar to get a drink, and there is King Calery there, friends on Twitter.
Yep.
And he's like, Gonzo. And I'm like, hey, King Calery, what's going on, man?
I was meeting the legend in the flesh.
I don't know about that, but since then though we became quick friends, and then when Amy came on board, the three of us have hung out and done stuff together. It's been a lot of fun to get you. The thing I remember the most about meeting you that first time, and this is a testament what happens in the industry here in Michigan, is that people have dreams and hopes. And I remember Nate saying early on, my dream someday is to be a brewer at a brewery. Here in the Lansing area would be great, because I remember you talking about the Lansing brewing scene was really bad. There's just nothing available at the time. There really wasn't.
And that was years ago now.
That was years ago now, And now look at how far it's come. I love
amazing.
that you are living out your dream. This is what you wanted to do.
I'm really trying to, and it's funny that you brought that up. I was thinking about that recently. I think when Gonzo and I met years ago, we had Eagle Monk Brewing. This was before Ellison, Lansing Brewing, Old Nation. So it was kind of scarce in the Lansing area for beer, and now you fast forward to where we are now, and it's awesome to see how much you've grown.
Yeah, it really has changed over the last few years. I'm excited for the Lansing area because they needed it. You guys really needed it. Well, how exciting for you. So what has it been like taking that transition into being a brewer?
I'm kind of overwhelmed to even be here speaking with you guys. Like I said, I had met Lee and Joel when I was managing at Horrocks, and we just met as friends, and Lee invited me out to his house in Diamonddale, and we got to homebrew some beers a couple summers ago. And I tried to put a little birdie in their ear about wanting to work here when they had talked about it. And Joel had Molly on the team to run things for front of house, and I wanted to bartend and brew a little bit. And they've been open to letting me be a part of the team and help out up here. So it's really been a privilege to work with these guys.
Well, they're lucky to have you, I think.
Thanks.
You're saying that Nate, you're originally from the Marshall area, and what did you do? What were you like then, getting out of high school?
Yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to do out of high school. I went to Eastern Michigan for a year. Went back home after school and went to a couple different community colleges. And being from Marshall, I first worked at the Dark Horse Brewing Company. And so even just being from Marshall, I got to work at the Dark Horse. I was a part of opening up Ellison when they opened a couple falls ago. I worked at Ozone's in Old Town here in Lansing. I worked at the gallery in Portland. So like you mentioned, John, I've been trying to get my foot in somewhere, and this, it's amazing to be here. It feels like the best possible fit for me is here in Dewitt at Looking Glass.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And guess what? Now you're going to get to pick Beer of the Week from beers that you helped brew. Wow.
Hey,
this is amazing.
It really is.
So what do you have for us, Nate?
The second beer that Lee brewed, but the first beer that I was a part of making is a black IPA called the Midnight Hour. And it's a style of beer that I struggled with as a home brewer. I think I went overboard on using specialty grains and different things like that. So when I would make it, it seemed to come out a little bit too sweet or too malty. And I remember this is one of Joel's favorite beers that Lee had brewed years ago. And I tried it as a home-brewed beer during the summertime and was blown away. And I was trying to pick Lee's brain about how he did it and how he came up with it. And it was, the grain bill is very simplistic, and it's got a huge dry hop. It has Cascade and Centennial hops in it. It's about 9.3%, but very smooth.
It is smooth.
I'm just
I wouldn't guess it was that high.
In IBUs?
Well, in IBUs or in ABV.
Yeah, it's a great drinker.
It has over 100 IBUs, but the perceived bitterness when you drink it is significantly lower. It's not hot or boozy. I think it's smooth for being as strong as it is, and I just think it's very well done. He killed it on that beer.
I like it. That's a great beer. That is our pick for Beer of the Week from Nate Calery, King Calery himself. Midnight Hour from Looking Glass Brewing Company, which just opened in the beautiful town of DeWitt. Thank you, Nate.
Thank you.
All right, Gonzo, you got some events that are happening around the state?
I do a few events. April's going to be a busy month. You got Justin Timberlake. He'll be in town April 2nd at Little Caesars Arena, downtown Detroit. Disney's The Lion King. If you haven't seen this show, it is fantastic. April 4th through the 15th at Miller Auditorium in Kalamazoo. And then you'll love this one, Amy. Pat Benatar, along with Neil Girardo, her husband.
Oh, that's right. That's her husband.
Performing April 6th at Firekeepers Casino in Battle Creek. I think I'm going to that show.
You're going to go to that show?
I think so.
Well, then you can go hit up the casino.
Well, of course, yeah. But we got to talk to them about other stuff going on because they have a Michigan connection, which we'll get to at some point down the road.
Wait, who has a Michigan connection? Pat Benatar?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, you can't just say that and not tell me what it is.
You know what it is. I'm not going to...
What, she's from downriver?
Where Amy's from? No. It's a little closer.
What is it?
I can't say. Let's see what else.
Our listeners want to know. I'll even block my ears, but you got to tell them what the Michigan connection is.
I can't. It's a top secret.
Okay.
Yeah, you know the secret. You just forgot it.
Oh, I do know that secret.
But we'll have more to report as we get a little closer to that information.
I'll allow that.
That's a few of the events. Of course, you can find all the events. Go to BehindTheMitten.com. Of course, you can also go to MLive.com where we have tons of events from all over the state of Michigan.
Yep, you always do a really good list. All right, well, Nate, all the beers here at Looking Glass, they're pretty fantastic. You have a lot of beers on tap right now, almost 10, right?
Yeah, we started out with 9, 7 different beers, but 2 of the beers are featured as nitro options.
Which is cool.
This past week, we brewed another IPA, a pale ale, and we redid our cream ale. We think our cream ale is going to be one of our flagship beers. And, we're going to grow into... We have 20 taps available, so we want to grow into having maybe 12 or 15 beers on tap. And, we're excited that the first seven runs on these beers turned out as good as they did.
And then, Molly, you joined us back again for the show here. And real quick, where can people get more information about Looking Glass?
You can check us out on our Facebook page at Looking Glass Brewing Company.
I know that Joel
perfect.
started a Facebook page years ago that was called the Dewitt Brewery Project.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
that's
there's
right,
a huge following on that Facebook page as well. So
that's cool. So
there's
you
going to
got
be
dueling.
a website and tag.
That's how they sourced a lot of the
Facebook
information.
page
Yeah,
is huge.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, all great information. Thank you so much, you guys, for sharing all your wonderful beers here at Looking Glass. We wish you only the best of luck in the next couple of weeks. All right, John, where are we going to be next week?
We don't know.
But stay tuned to Behind the Mitten to find out.